All right, welcome everyone to the Living on the B-Side podcast. I have a very special guest today. It is Elaine from Neon Owl, which is a media company and a lifestyle brand that focuses on creating positive and inspirational content, connecting artists and fans to come together and give back to charities. So she organises charity events and so much more. She might tell you a little bit about that later. And yeah, she obviously left a really, really high paying job to do that, which is, amazing to just take that leap of faith. And if she's not doing Neon Owl, she's also owning Gypsy Social, which is a coaching business. It's tribe building and coaching and, helping others with their passion projects. That's what I want to say. Now, welcome, Elaine. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Now, did I miss anything? I don't think I did, but if I did, please feel free to add anything on.
No, I mean, it's pretty much you got it. Yeah, Neon Owl and Gypsy Social.
Excellent. Fantastic. Now, to start it off, I always ask the question with regards to living on a B-side is about music and how it can inspire and motivate people, and generally it's about just one specific song, but I think sometimes there's also a theme of music that inspires and motivates. So my question to you is, have you got a song or a theme of music, and what is it and why?
Yeah, so I don't have one specific song just because I love music so much. Obviously Neon Owl is geared towards electronic music, but I've listened to everything from like hip hop, alternative, EDM to just everything in between. But I would say that when I am most of the time I spend time listening to electronic music, usually ones without a ton of words, because it kind of takes me on this journey and I create like my own like adventure. and that's actually usually when I'm the most inspired. It's when I'm listening to electronic music. And when I want to get pumped up, then a lot of hip hop beats. So just right, like motivational music. That's what I listen to, I think, the most.
Yeah. So like, was there like a point or like an example of, when you listen to hip hop, did that help you like reach a goal in your business or in your personal life? Was there one or just a theme or?
Yeah. So it's weird actually, now that you bring that up, is I actually had always listened to all types of music, and the main focus was never electronic until about maybe 5-6 years ago. I listened to a ton of hip hop when I was young, like, Tupac, Eminem, and really that was to get me through like the tough times. It's like kind of angry, but it's also like motivational. So it's like, oh man, screw the world, but yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get to the top. So that actually was me throughout my teenage years. And then somewhere along the line, I don't know, like my motivation sometimes stemmed from anger, right? When I was younger. And like resentment and like wanting to, success is the best revenge and all that. And then somewhere along the line that changed. I don't know if it was through progress and like excelling at the things that I did, but my anger somehow turned into a positive motivation. And I started going to festivals about 5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And that's when I was like, wow, electronic music, like the culture is so different and so positive and so like everyone's accepting and like loving and bold. And that's when the motivation and the inspiration of one day being able to connect people through this one universal language of music. Right at that point it was electronic, because to me electronic music, there's not always a ton of words, which I like. I feel like it still tells a story, and regardless of what language you speak, that's the language that we can all connect through. And that for me was the inspiration and the motivation for what back then was not Neon Owl, but it was just like, how can I connect people through music and bring out the best in people and live as if we're at a festival every single day, but in our real everyday lives. So that was a few years ago.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I think music connects in the heart, and you don't have to speak any lingo to, feel and, connect with one another. I think that's just the amazing thing about it. So it doesn't matter what kind of music you listen to, in a way you connect worldwide. So I see what you're trying to do with Neon Owl, and I think it's amazing. So
yeah.
So that's interesting. You've gone from hip hop to electronic. So what do you think, that's going to stay the same, or can you feel like there might be a bit of a development into another genre of music coming that
so I love, so in electronic music, there's still a lot, right? There's like this past weekend I was at Dream State, which is purely trance. So that goes from like uplifting to like psytrance. So it was purely trance, right? I like the ones with very little vocals. And then at the same time, you'll see me at another festival, like going hard at the trap stage, which to me, that's pretty much hip hop and electronic music. So there's still some like kind of ghetto ratchetness to that and some hard beats, right? And a lot of bass. So for me, even within electronic music, depending on my mood, I listen to trap or trance or deep house, future bass, hard style. So depending on the mood. But outside of that, there's still, I still listen to some new country, some alternative and pop and everything in between. So it just depends on the day and depends on the mood.
Yeah. And in your business, obviously with Neon Owl, it's a bit of a given that you use the trance kind of theme or genre of music, but do you have like a special kind of music that, you covered that a little bit before, but if you like plan something for your business or for your life, is there like a special kind of sort of artist you go to where that really ticks your boxes and gets your juices flowing, or one that maybe takes you out when you feel like a bit down or something? Is there anyone that kind of just lifts you up, and why do you think their music that helps you with that?
Yeah, so weird. So it used to be Eminem, right? Because it's angry, but I feel like for us, music, for me at least, is an outlet. It's to sometimes release some of the emotions that we keep, right, held in. Or sometimes I journal about it. So for me, when I'm feeling angry or frustrated, which is rare nowadays, right? That was the back then, but now I don't really feel that way. And I typically listen to like heavy, like dirty beats. So I usually, if I'm feeling very emotional, I would not be listening to trance or something super melodic that's going to make me more emotional. I usually listen to something that's going to get me like pumped up and motivated. And when I'm in like a creation mode, instead of like trying to get pumped up or listening to something really heavy, like in my car, I'll listen to, if I'm driving out, I'll listen to, let's say, like David Gravel. His is like a trance with some like techno sound. I'll listen to Marlo and Rael. So more on the higher energy side. But if I'm in a creation mode and I'm here trying to plan out the next phase of my businesses, right? Neon Owl, like what's next? Is it like charity festivals? Is it this and that, and collaborations and timelines, and like almost like visualizing and painting a picture of where we're going to be next year. I listen to like melodic house, like deep house. It's very mellow, a little bit of lyrics, but it's like, it's kind of soothing, and it just lets me be and calm down and be in the moment, which does not happen very often in my crazy life.
Yeah, you do seem like very traveling a lot and, speaking to heaps of people and being involved in a lot of things. So
Yeah.
you
So
probably need that downtime as well.
yeah. So VJ and Sophia, they are more like deep house. They
Mm-hmm.
are their podcast is one that I listen to, and Alex Cruz. So it's
Mm-hmm.
all like the more melodic stuff. So Alex Cruz, VJ and Sophia, or like the emotional podcasts. Those are all podcasts I listen to when I'm in chill creation writing mode.
Right. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. I might have to go look some of them up because some names ring a bell, but others I haven't heard of. So yeah. Um, yeah. Through Neon Owl, obviously you touched a lot of lives, artists as fans alike. Have you experienced like a moment, or have you heard of anything where someone said to you, God, you know, what you've done, or this artist that you've put on stage has really kind of impacted me or changed my life? Like, have you heard a story of someone where the music actually has helped them through a tough time, or, you know, any other situation in life or business? Do you hear anything
Yes.
like that? Can you
Yeah, we
give
hear
us
that
an
all the time.
example?
Yeah, so sometimes they're about Neon Owl, right? Or our journey specifically. And then sometimes it's about the artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I can give you a few examples. So for example, like I mentioned, I did leave a 6-figure income job
Yeah.
to really pursue my passion. And I moved from like California to New York.
Mm-hmm.
What some people think is they were like, oh, well, she was making 6 figures. So, you know, she was good. She had like the cushion. What they didn't know was I actually left on having no money,
Oh,
like very little money. And I traveled across country, and I had been on podcasts and blogs and all that before. So for the people that paid close attention actually know that I didn't have a ton of money sitting around, and that I really just took the dive,
mm-hmm.
right? Dive off the cliff
Mm-hmm.
without seeing the safety net and just believing that one will appear.
Wow.
So I get messages all the time from sometimes people I know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes other like ravers, sometimes people not even in the music scene, or they don't even like EDM. They just heard about the story somewhere.
Yeah.
And they tell me like, hey, like that piece, or like what you said on Facebook Live, or that interview was exactly what I needed, because I was going through this and this, because
Wow.
I've been afraid to like listen to my heart,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been wanting to move across country, but I've never left my own state, you know, like,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
to hear people send
Amazing.
me these messages and see these messages and emails come in, that keeps me going on the real, like during the really difficult like days, weeks, or months, because those do happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's been like for the past 2 years since I left and started Neon Owl. And then on the other side, when it comes to artists, like we bring artists and fans together. So these artists are amazing regardless. Yes, we work with a lot of bigger artists, and we also are passionate about supporting smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
But the coolest part is, for what we do with the charity line and having the artists collaborate with us, we actually host a lot of meet and greets.
Mm.
So I remember being a fangirl like before, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't faint or anything when I see my favorite DJ, but imagine how awesome it is to like meet your favorite DJ where their songs have truly gotten you through like the toughest times, or it's like your celebration, like life is freaking awesome song, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I met some of my favorite artists, like Andrew Rael, like Marlo, I was so excited. And so to be working with these guys and then creating like meetups where we have like Andrew come in and sign the shirts, meet with the fans, like take photos, and then the fans to say like, oh my goodness, Elaine, or like the Neon Owl family like made this possible. Like I went through a bad breakup, and Andrew's music was there for me. My girlfriend and I met and fell in love through Andrew Rael's music. So to meet him here is awesome. And one of them, a couple, actually proposed on stage at Ruby's Sky the same night that Andrew announced our charity line collaboration to
Oh,
help Jim
wow.
Ross and Bill Wells. So many moments like that where the fans are like, oh my goodness, you know?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That
they were
must
like,
be
let me
so.
go on stage.
Wow, just imagine that. I mean, that must have made everyone feel so fuzzy, when that happened on stage, like, the marriage
Yes.
proposal and wow. What can you
Vomiting with cuteness.
vomiting again? Oh, that's awesome. God, can you imagine all the memories and the feelings that, everyone will remember just for that moment on its own, just through the music. Oh, I find that amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, anything else that you find, is worth mentioning about music and the connection and how it can help people, or anything that we might have not covered? Because I think, we've kind of covered a lot, and, some really good examples. I love the last ones you've mentioned about, meeting kind of your favorites and then seeing, what you've actually achieved through them and what kind of
Yeah.
memories you've given the fans. So I don't know if there's anything else that comes to
Yeah.
mind.
I think that like music truly is the most powerful language out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that there's still a ton of opportunity to leverage the influence that A, the music industry has, and B, these artists have.
Mm.
So one reason, like people always ask, like, oh, hey, like Neon Owl is all about the EDM. Like, are you guys going to branch out, like to like rock or pop or country? I'm like, look, I love all different types of music. The reason though why I picked electronic music is because A, the culture is different than any other
Mm-hmm.
genre of music I've experienced. B, electronic music and scene is still somewhere where the superstars, let's say, the stars of this industry are not highly known and recognized. And what I mean by that is
Mm.
someone may know like Calvin Harris or Zed or Armin or whoever. Those are the bigger ones. But then there's a lot of artists, smaller than that are, equally as talented. But unlike a Justin Bieber or a Britney Spears, where if you're a pop star, right, or you're a hip hop star, you're a
Yeah.
rock star, you're under the microscope. Anything you say or do, good or bad, it's all over the media.
Mm-hmm.
So also any charity or whatsoever you choose to support, bam, all over the media.
Yeah.
DJs, however, you may know a DJ by his or her name, but a lot of times they could be walking down the street and you don't even know how they look like.
Yeah.
A lot of times in music media, right, within electronic music, a lot of the questions that get asked are like, hey, what do you use to produce, blah, 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 all this technical stuff. Like for me, I feel like there's such an opportunity to actually ask them more about what they care about. What are the issues in the world today that they
Mm-hmm.
feel needs attention? So if they can control the crowd by being up there on stage and DJing, right? Or what
Yeah.
they say, pushing the buttons, right? They
Yeah.
can totally influence thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of people to be educated on the issues we have going on in the world, to
Mm-hmm.
inspire them to give back, whether it's volunteering, whether inspiring, buying merchandise, right?
Yeah.
And having a portion of that go back to charity or doing collaboration projects together. So for me, I feel like there's so much influence put out there. So it's about time that we spin some of that energy
Mm-hmm.
and use it towards creating positive influence and call to actions to actually give back.
Love it. Love it. Couldn't agree more with you. I think that's probably what living on the B-side is to a certain degree, but I just don't have a music genre attached to it. So yeah, but yeah, I love it. I think you said it really beautifully. Thanks, Elaine.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it's all about. And
Definitely.
if an artist or two or three, if they can each come on board and support a specific charity or as a collective support one charity, it's like that means a lot, because
Yeah.
even if it's just a few dollars per shirt or a dollar or two per sticker, it's like every little bit adds up. And we're
It
talking
does.
about causes both in America and in other developing countries where water is not even available.
Yeah, I saw you were talking about that, I think, on your Facebook page, wasn't it? About the new initiative you've taken now. So if you want to just quickly talk about that, that's, put it out there,
Yeah,
because the more we can help, the better. So please
yeah.
tell us a bit
So
more.
we started working with Fender's Music Foundation when we started, and that was more within the US to help save music programs. It was very
Yeah.
fitting as our first charity collaboration. And then we decided to do Generosity recently,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nonprofit that builds wells in developing countries like Haiti and Uganda.
Yep.
So currently, all of the merchandise from our Dance.Give.Inspire charity line, where we have like Andrew, Nifra, we're launching Phoenix Pop, and Nikki Marlowe, and a ton of other artists. Like basically all the proceeds from this charity line, we have flags, we have
Mm-hmm.
stickers, we have shirts, all of that. All we put in the money to produce these products, and then the artist helps us promote it, and then all the proceeds from the sales actually go towards this pot that's eventually going to go towards building wells through
Wow.
generosity. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really just so people without the basics, the basic necessities, can at least have clean water.
Wow. Beautiful. I love that. I think more people should probably get together, but start a movement. Here we go.
Yeah, we're ready. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
It's Dance, Give, Inspire. Our tagline, our motto is Dance, Give, Inspire.
Hmm.
And I feel like that kind of sums it all up, for Neon Owl
Yeah.
and what I see music as, right? We all get to dance, right?
Oh, we
Listen to
do.
music, but we get to lead from like compassion and giving, and we get to
Hmm.
inspire all those around us to do the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, love that. I think that really finishes off our chat today. Thanks so much for being on. Yeah, I'll put all the relevant links so people can find you, Neon Owl, and all your initiatives. And yeah, thanks for being on the podcast, and best of luck with the journey you're on with Neon Owl and the rest of your businesses.
Yeah,
Thanks, Elaine.
thank you so much for having me on, and I hope you enjoy some of the music that I talked about earlier on today. I'll make sure to send you some links as well.
Yes, please do. I'll definitely go and check them out. Nothing better than having a bit of good dance music some days, that's for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
Cool.
thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Elaine. Thanks. Bye.